What's up, YouTube? This is Light Blue Yoshiake here, and we're bringing you some Pokemon Tabletop United. With me, I have Golden Striker, Zane, and Adrian, who we shall be calling the Monday group, as that is when the tales of their events will be uploaded weekly. So, let's start getting some introductions to their characters with Golden.
Hello there. I am known as Golden Striker. I am a lovely butler who happens to be a fighter and chef, and happens to have a shiny Baneri, as a partner.
Alright, next up, let's hear about Zane.
Alright. I'm Zane, photographer, reporter, mostly, trying to find the biggest scoop out there of the century, of the world. My starter will be a normal Growlithe, and I also dabbled in a little bit of being a capture specialist, or catching Pokemon better, and I think that's about it.
Alright. Now, last but not least, Adrian.
Hey, so I'm playing Adrian, and his starter is a Aeron, normal, and my character just enjoys the outdoors and exploring. Has the social skills of a potato. Roughneck, so it's just going to be staring menacingly at a lot of people to get an advantage. And that's about it.
Alright, as a side note, Golden Striker here also has a couple YouTube channels that he would like to plug of his own for a hashtag shameless plug. If you would like to tell him the name of said channels.
Oh, well, we have the Cool Husband channel. That's mostly for stuff that happens in my life. And my gaming channel, the Golden Tri Gears Game. And subscribe to them if you guys want to. So,
for easy access to them, there will be a link in the description, so always good to know. As well, the recording software I am using, I always forget the name of it.
I use OBS.
Thundersoft screen recorder. And every bit of recording you see done will be done using, and I just got this stuff and I cannot remember the names. One-shot video. So shout out to them. In the background, you will probably hear a lot of music after editing, because I tend to get distracted very easily, so I will not be able to use it mid-game. However, I will add it post-game, so that way everybody can have some nice music, and that comes from bendsounds.com. There will be a link to them in the description as well. Now, let's get on with our story. So, Golden, Zane, and Adrian, you find yourselves in the medium-sized town of Tang.
What is it like?
Oh, and actually we will be back in 1 minute as we Okay, now that that's been fixed, so that way the other players do not get to hear the exploits of these three and use that knowledge to their advantage.
Yeah.
As there are but 3 people that can jump into the chats and listen in, and there are 6 others that are not allowed to do so.
Yeah. Well, I don't. So where is our characters like sitting at in town? Is there a map?
So I will tell you now that I did not make any maps of any of the towns because that is a lot of work and process that I just don't have the time and energy for. I will be
Okay.
straight up honest with everybody.
What about battle map?
Battle maps
Yeah.
I do have. I do also have a small variance of route maps that I will cycle between depending upon where you are and what you will be going into. So the main land type of the area that you guys are in is wetlands.
Lovely.
However, there are also variants of beach on the obvious coasts of the region, as
I call
well
beach party.
as well as some forests and a little bit of grasslands here and there. So you will be seeing variants of all of those as you journey between towns, if you want to actually stop and look for Pokemon or train.
All right. It's probably my end because my mother's probably messing around with her internet again.
Maybe. Alright.
So, some of the stuff we've done hasn't been recorded. I apologize to both players and audience, but apparently my recorder decided to pause itself because I have the button to pause recording in a very awkward location.
Oh, lovely. So most of that didn't record.
I got the first 7 minutes, meaning I got our intros.
So we got our intros, but we don't have... So, we're jumping right back into town. Got it.
Okay, so for everybody, for all you viewers out there, quick synopsis. Blue squares represent Pokebarns. Red squares represent Poke Centers. Purple squares are standard houses. Green squares are places of dining, whatever that may entail, from coffee shops to fast food places to fine dining restaurants. Zane, our newly brought in reporter, just got into town. He, with a general education check to allow him to know about this town, to see how well he studied this location before coming here. He got an 11, which allowed him to know that the gym leader's name here is Zephyr. He also learned that he has a ground-type preference. Whether this is towards the ground-type moves or ground-type Pokemon, we don't know. He also knows that this town has 3 food establishments. The Pika Place that Golden works at, the Grub and Grub, one of the more common fast food places you will find throughout the regions, and the Crustacean Correlation fine dining restaurant.
Well, considering it's early, I'll probably go to the only place that has any worthwhile food. The cafe, because
Grub and grub.
Grub and Grub, God, that's... It might be actual bugs there, who knows?
So, a good real-world thing to think about when it comes to Grub and Grub is it's like the Burger King of this world. For a real-world comparison. And crustacean correlation is like red lobster. The Pika Place is like your mix hybrid between Starbucks and a nice little eatery.
Basically a maid cafe kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny because that's what my character likes. Like working at like maid and butler cafes.
Which is why he chose that place.
Yeah.
Also, for you viewers, it has also been let known that Golden lives an hour away from this town in the town above named Rhyme. Where he goes to his apartment where he sleeps, and Adrian's home is clearly labeled.
And misspelled.
Yes, it is, and that is because I misspell everything. You will find
I witnessed the. Do I see him like come in and plop down?
Indeed, you would indeed as. Well, actually, technically, let's roll perception.
What's
Alright, so
Okay, so welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the technical difficulties that happened. I needed to fix my hotkeys for my recording. So, anywho, back to business. We are having Golden roll us a perception check to see if he notices these people walking in.
oh, I'm not walked in. I be outside the cafe first.
Probably a bell on the door then.
Yes.
Like most cafe places have.
So, yes, but depending upon how busy and loud it is.
what do I have to roll for perception? I forgot.
So, if you go to your trainer tab of your sheets, you'll notice in the skills you have perception.
Skills.
And you'll see a thing for perception. You follow it all the way over to the column for roll, which is column F. And you will roll that. So for you, Golden, that will be a 2d6 roll.
Alright. Yeah, just tell me because I'm not really familiar with the 2d6.
Yes.
Oh, did you remind him? Did we tell the people that we were using not the Roll20 Mac sheets?
Yes, that is correct. We are not using the sheets provided to us by Roll20 for Pokemon Tabletop United. However, I don't know exactly who to credit for these amazing sheets that we are using, as they were handed to me by a friend when I first started playing Pokemon Tabletop. However, we do have some contributors here in the inventory screen, so thank goodness for that. We have the contributors of Planeswalker, the Black Glove, Head Pikachu, Pandora, Talotomix. I'm not even gonna try that last name, because I know I'll butcher it, and apparently viewers like you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, I butchered it.
Anyway, do I see him or?
You do not hear the bell over the noise of the cafe, as it's a relatively busy day.
How about my Benaria? She see him? see him.
Well, let's roll her perception and find out.
What would be her perception? I'm not really familiar with these sheets, so...
Okay, so to find her perception, you will go to your starter Pokemon, where all her stats are located. At the very bottom, on the right-hand side, you'll see a list of Pokemon skills. And all her skills are located here. She also has a 2d6 perception.
Okay.
I don't think mine has. I was gonna see if I could take a photo of the cafe
Fuck.
before.
Your Baneri is just as busy waiting tables as you are.
She's bringing a person like a glass of milk.
So the question is this a take-your-own-seat establishment or wait-to-be-seated establishment?
You know what? The other two waiters don't notice you either. So this is a take-your-own-seat establishment. As stated, this is kind of like Starbucks in the way things are laid out. Except for your drinks and food are hand-delivered to you like within maid cafes and such. So you do take your own seat and whatnot.
Is your Pokemon out?
He is out. Roman is out.
Yes. And just like cat cafes, you are allowed pets.
Yes.
Which, in this case, Pokemon.
Or, in my case, steel ball and leg.
Can you like pick him up and hold him or something, or is he just that fucking heavy?
Maybe?
Let's find out. Let's see your power against his weight.
Or if you go
What
by
is his
the...
weight? I forgot, like, how heavy are they?
Well, according to the Pokedex, a truck could hit, like a full-size truck could hit them and they would be just fine. It would actually destroy the truck.
That's just because of how durable they are. They only have a weight class of 4, meaning they're only in somewhere of the 200-pound range.
And what's his power?
He has a power of 5, meaning he can lift that.
I think he would be struggling though. Maybe.
No, struggling is when you're the same weight class or 1 weight class lower.
Okay.
It's like when you go to the gym and you know that you should only be lifting about a 50-pound weight, but you're lifting a 70-pound
100.
weight when it's 1 weight class higher.
Yeah.
So you're lifting quite a bit more than what you should, but you're still able to manage. That's 1 weight class lower. If you're a weight class above, it's like you should be lifting a 100-pound weight and you're lifting a 70-pound weight.
See, it's how Adrian gets his muscles. He just lifts Roman daily.
Yeah. Is it okay if I roll again to see if I can see him?
So, yes, you may roll to see if you notice the 1 empty seat at the 1 empty table filled.
Are the tables metal or wood? This is important.
They are wooden chairs with a nice vinyl lining.
Fucking Christ. What is the accessible roll for that?
So,
Try roll intimidate to see if I make an entrance. I don't at this point.
So, you notice that there's someone at the table. However, you can't quite remember if that table was filled or not already.
Oh my fucking god.
You see, for me as a DM, when we make rolls, it's the distance between the numbers that affects how good or bad you do.
Mm-hmm.
So you could beat out something in an intimidate versus focus check, but if it's only by one number, it's not going to have the biggest impact, as opposed to having like 5 or 6 numbers between.
I don't understand. You're making me roll a 2d6, and I'm trying to get higher. Like, are you rolling and see if I see them?
So yes, the reason for the 3d6 is that your place of business here is relatively busy.
I know, but still, that's kind of bullshit.
So it's a higher. So for the amount of people you have visiting versus the number of tables and stuff that you have to work, you don't always notice new people. Just like in a lot of establishments, when your welcoming party is also your seating party. And your waiters. You can very easily get overlooked if it is busy. Now that you're in the establishment, though, Adrian, you can sit here and make noise to try to get the attention of one of the many people around. One of the 3 waiters of the establishment, as the Binary follows the instructions of the trainer, obviously.
Does he see me with the Binary?
Well, he sees you, and he also sees a Binary. Well, actually, make a perception check to see if you notice the Binary amongst all the chaos.
9.
See if you can notice. No.
Nope.
You see little fluffs of what look like pink cotton every once in a while, but that could also be a trick of the eyes just as easy.
I'm gonna enter the cafe, but before that, I would like to take a picture and archive it of the front of the cafe.
All right.
Do I need to? Did I take an extended action to archive?
Are you gonna shoo away the bug net guy because he's gonna get in the way?
It's a child. It adds to the establishment.
Kind of does, actually.
Yeah, it's true. So
He might be eating outside.
So all it takes to do this is an extended action, meaning it takes at least 5 minutes.
Okay, so because I'm gonna take a picture and then archive it. Then that's space.
So yes, this is what you're doing as Adrian enters and is having this issue of, is that actually pink cotton or am I going crazy? And
Whatever.
Everybody overlooks him.
He is slightly agitated now.
And this would be under the. Would this be under archive under travel? I presumed in. Yeah, it would.
Yes.
The front of the building. Okay.
His agitation does that.
All right, and then after that photo and archived, I would walk into the building.
Hey, I was wondering, would they have a wall that says Employee of the Month that has like my picture and my Binary next to it, like me holding my Binary?
No, it's just the Binary.
No, you see, it is him holding the Binary, but all you see of him is his hands.
It's just.
They cropped the rest of the photos to work the picture. But in all seriousness, sometimes it does fluctuate between you and Binary for Employee of the Month.
Yeah.
But has he only been there for a week, a month though, or has he only been there for 2 months? I thought you said that earlier.
Yes. So he's been working here for a month. However, basically this is his second month, and they so yes.
Okay.
Hey. Hello? Can I get some help over here?
Do I do this?
So We need another
Oh, look.
perception check to see if you notice the new guy.
I rolled it.
Raising his hand, trying to get it.
Come on, give me something good. I'm gonna refer to the DM.
Watch his he'll get beat still.
Why can I never roll this for stats?
Okay.
It is very busy, and as Zane walks in, he sees that this place is busy, it's hopping, people are running all
Does
over
my
the
Veneri
place.
see this?
Roll and see if you can. Actually, I can tell you right.
Hey.
You know what? I'm gonna re-roll just for the sake of the fact that that is a perfect stat roll.
Oh,
But Neri does see them.
As Veneri sees there's an open table, she pulls on my leg and points.
There are no open tables. As I stated, Adrian took the last one.
No, I know. I like a table that is like that has
Can
someone
they-
in there, and she wants me to take it.
Can she misjudge my waving as me trying to get Zane over here?
you don't know me.
I don't. The Veneri doesn't. And just
This
thinks
is
I'm trying to
very-
get your attention instead of a waiter.
This is very true.
Since I'm a waiter, she's trying to get me. She's noticed that you were looking for someone to take your order, so she's trying to pull me to your table.
So, we can run with that, or you can try to set the forest on fire.
What?
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 So, I've heard a story from a DM friend of mine who DMs for me on Fridays. He sat here and told me the story of how in one of his campaigns that he ran, he sat here and was just he wasn't gonna let the players set the forest on fire, but then one of his players decided to sit here and argue the fact so in depth and thoroughly as to why the forest should be on fire that the forest was then on fire.
Burn the cafe.
So whenever I make this reference, it's so you can either let the DM give you this, or you can argue as to why you should have to make a roll.
Oh.
So actually, didn't the Benary just notice me, not the table technically, or did the Benary
So
notice the table?
the Benary noticed Zane walk in.
Oh,
So,
It heard the little dingling of the bell, and then it noticed a lot of a hand waving frantically.
So it did notice the table, or Adrian,
Yes.
or both.
I walk over to you and I look around to find a new table.
There is no other table, he said this many times.
I look over to the other. Do I see an open spot for him to sit down, even if there's like a person there?
Yes, there are several tables that sit 2 or 3 people that have a seat or 2 unoccupied. So there are several open seats, but there are no free tables.
Oh, so the table that Argan is now. Wait, no.
Argon?
Adrian.
Sorry. Sorry, I got a peppermint in my mouth, so.
We did warn people. Oh, did we warn people that we were not going to pronounce this stuff right? Probably not. Oh well.
Yeah.
Are the tables made of metal? This is important because
Oh yeah, you're Argan.
might start
Sure.
nibbling on.
No, this entire cafe is wood.
Okay.
It has nice
Lovely, because
designs
there's a flower
flowing
Pokemon
up
in
the
it.
sides of the tables, and unique design cutouts of Pokemon for the tops of them.
Pikachu's everywhere. Why?
Well, there's some Pichus, there's some Pikachus, there's some Raichus. It is called the Pika Place for a reason.
I know.
There are also some carved out in the shape of lightning bolts, mainly the front counter.
Arcanized, your Pokemon. No, Aaron is just like freaking out.
Trying to get someone's attention.
Today's special is Thunderbolt Breakfast. It'll get your energy skyrocketing.
You know what? That could always be their slogan. Come now and try our Thunderbolt Breakfast. It'll get you.
Okay,
it'll put a zap in your step.
Do I notice this guy is a reporter, or like because like he has a camera around his neck somewhere?
Or he's a tourist.
Yeah.
Hello, welcome to Pika's place.
It's not Pika's place, it's Pika Place.
Pika Place.
Hello. I just arrived in town. And I can use a drink right now on the roof. Is there any open seats?
Sorry about the train.
It's
There's
perfectly
a train
fine.
station.
There's a train that goes right through town.
You know, with how faint that train is, it might get drowned out by the music.
Yeah.
Maybe
No,
Maybe
I
not that one.
The train track is right outside, and it's too hot to keep my window closed. So
It's alright. It's alright.
Perfectly understandable.
The-
I just
the
love
train
how it
window
is
is open.
faint in the background, and then the second I state something about it, it's like real loud just for the sake of it.
So yeah, like I said, I asked if there was an open table at the moment.
is there a way that Adrian is has his table open? Like,
I mean,
is his Pokemon is on the other side of the table, or is he scoot up next to him like?
Is he frantically trying to get attention?
I like to imagine that Roman is on Adrian's lap. That's what I like to imagine here.
You
The
can,
the chair breaks.
you can either do that, or this place, since it does allow Pokemon to be out during the eating period and whatnot, and roam the establishment freely. There are specially made seats for Pokemon of his size to be able to sit on and access the table.
That's adorable. I want it. Yes.
Okay.
Or maybe you have to request those seats because I haven't gotten a waiter yet.
I will take him to that guy's seat. You know what? Since I didn't see him, I will think that table is empty. So I'll just take him and like, oh, there's someone here. Okay, here, you sit here. We're kind of full.
It's alright.
So okay,
That is a perfectly understandable thing for a waiter to do.
you sit here. I get you guys the menu.
Thank you so much for watching. If you liked, then leave us a like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, as nobody wants to miss an episode of what happens to these guys as they continue on their way. Thank you again for watching. If you didn't find something that you didn't like, then please leave it in the comments so that we can always improve. And if we get and as you subscribe, please leave us unique little things that you might like to see. Maybe the DM can work in some events. Till next time, we're